Okay, when teachers in grades 1 through 8 begin to kind of plan for the printed progress report twice a year, it is a really good idea to start keeping your eye on the final grade column, really to see whether you agree what is being calculated there. Recall from the previous videos, depending on how you chose to use your gradebook, you could have many assignments or assessment tasks being used to calculate what you're seeing right now as the final grade. Because right now, what we're looking at for my grade 3 ELA class is the final level achievement or final grade that will um, appear on the printed progress report. Now, if I click on in my final grade column, double click there, I'm opening up my score inspector. It is possible when I'm looking at my final grades that I see something that I might quite not agree with. Okay, for an example, I could have this student here, and Gradebook is calculating that um, this student has achieved meeting for the total overall grade 3 ELA mark for term 2. And I could say, the most recent evidence to me suggests that meeting doesn't best describe that student's overall achievement in English language arts. English language arts. I think it's more like progressing. So if at all I'd like to change that level of achievement, that final grade or ELA, I click the manual override button, and then what happens is that I'm going to be um, permitted now to change the grade. So I say, okay, I'm sorry, the student, I don't think, according to Gradebook, has achieved a meeting, but I think it's more like a progressing. So I'm going to override that mark, change it to progressing, so that's what's going to appear on the printed progress report. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to really concentrate on writing a comment that describes their current achievement, and I might state, what they're doing really well this year, where the opportunities and areas are for growth, and what we're going to take as next step, both at school and at home, in order to take this student as far along as we can. Okay, so I can also use uh, these buttons here to toggle through any of the levels of achievement. Okay, it works kind of the same as the drop down um, menu. So when I'm done that, I can hit close, and then as you can see here, I've got a couple things happening in my final grade column. I explained to you earlier why that small c appears. It's because there's a comment, okay, attached to the final grade. But you can also see there's a red exclamation mark in there, and that's to signify that I've indeed manually changed the final grade. Another couple two tabs that you should pay attention to are the final grades and the student view. So once again, I'm going to click on the final grades view, and what I'm going to see right now is a canvas of my entire class and what they are currently achieving as an overall outcome grade for each outcome. So much in the same way that I've done for my final grade, for my overall ELA mark, I can go in here and I can analyze and have a look at what is going to be reported on the printed progress report for individual outcomes. So first of all, if there's something missing, I have to ask myself together whether or not I'm reporting on that outcome and whether I've got the evidence to do so. And for outcomes for which have a level of achievement, I ask myself too, based on my professional judgment, is that what I want to appear as the current level of achievement when these things are, when the reports are printed off for term 2? In the event that I see something with which I don't agree, I can manually change the level of achievement and save that. And for that individual student now, the level of achievement is going to report what I've manually changed the level of achievement to. Another view that's fairly useful in the same regard is having a look at student by student levels of achievement on individual outcomes. So here, not only am I getting the individual outcome, that level of achievement that's going to be reported for that outcome, down here I've got a bit of a analysis of how that outcome came to be. Because as we know, Gradebook is going to take the average of the 5 most recent times that outcome was assessed, or less, 5 times or less, and they're going to average that out, and they're going to give me a final outcome grade based on the last 5 times or less that was assessed. So again, if I see something I don't quite agree with, using my professional judgment and the evidence to back it up, I can change a level of achievement and have that manually overwritten, and what I've manually overwritten to is what is going to report on the printed progress report.